Hi, and thank you for tuning in to Quiet Reads, the cozy side of the internet, a place where the rain never stops, the stories are ever flowing. Tonight's episode is about the weight of harmless lies, when small deceptions become our legacy. So grab your tea, pull up a throw, and let the rain do what it does best. Let's begin. Our first story is by Robert T. 24 years ago, my son was 6 years old and bursting with pride. It was my birthday, and he'd picked out a gift all by himself, a coffee mug with a manatee painted on the side. When I unwrapped it, I could see the hope in his eyes. He wanted me to love it, needed me to love it, really. But I hesitated just for a second and his little face fell. So I did what any parent would do. I lied. Manatees, I told him, pulling him close, are my favorite animal in the whole wide world. His smile returned. I thought that would be the end of it. It wasn't. For 24 years, my life has been quietly overtaken by manatees. I am talking calendars, throw pillows, socks, keychains, coasters. My home looks like a marine biology exhibit dedicated to one very specific, very gentle creature. And the truth? I don't care about manatees. I never have. They're fine. Lovely even. But they've never held any special place in my heart. Still, every birthday, every Father's Day, every Christmas, there's always something with a manatee on it. And every single time I smile, I thank him. I display it proudly. Because here's the thing, it stopped being about manatees a long time ago. It became about a little boy who wanted to make his dad happy. And then a teenager who still remembered, and now a grown man, almost 30, who booked us a trip to Florida so we can finally see them together in the wild. Everyone in my family is talking about it. My ex-wife called it a dream come true. My son has been researching the best spots, the best time of year, what to bring. And me, I'm beyond grateful. Not because I'll finally see manatees up close, but because I get to spend that time with my son, who still loves me enough to plan something like this. So yes, I'll go to Florida. I'll see the manatees. I'll take photos and smile, and probably even tear up a little. And I will never, ever tell him the truth. Because some lies aren't really lies at all. Some lies are just love in disguise, he writes. Our next story is by Garrett. He writes, I've been a plumber for 22 years, licensed, insured, church-going. I drink Miller Lite, watch the Chiefs, pay my taxes. I'm a normal guy. But for 2 decades, I've been doing something unusual. I leave notes, tiny cryptic notes, rolled tight and wrapped in electrical tape so they'll last. I slip them into pipe fittings, behind access panels, inside walls right before the drywall goes up, places no one will find for years, maybe decades, maybe never. I've done roughly 3,500 jobs across the Kansas City metro, new builds, remodels, commercial work, and I've left over 4,000 notes. Most of them are harmless. Strange, but harmless. Some are coordinated. My favorite was in a massive new construction home, some wealthy family's dream house. I left 3 notes in different spots in the basement. One said, "You're getting warmer." Another said, "Cold, very cold." The third said, There is no treasure here. If they ever find all three, they're gonna tear that basement apart. I think about it sometimes and smile. By the time I retire, there will be close to 10,000 notes hidden in walls across Kansas City. My legacy. People will remember Arrowhead, the Nelson Atkins, the Liberty Memorial. They won't remember me, but I'll be in their walls. Next, Jason writes, I'm 30 now, but this nightmare started when I was 27. I was in that phase where I was trying to be a real adult, the kind who meal preps, buys plants, and drinks sparkling water instead of soda. So I bought a 12-pack of LaCroix and cracked one open. First sip? It tasted like someone whispered the word lime into a glass of static. Absolutely vile. But before I could pour it down the sink, I'd already done the worst possible thing. I posted it on Instagram with the caption, "New addiction LOL." That was my downfall. Friends started bringing LaCroix when they visited. Coworkers stocked it in the office fridge because I liked it. My girlfriend thought it was adorable how into sparkling water I was, so she bought me a SodaStream for Christmas. Now I'm engaged to that woman, and I'm still drinking this carbonated betrayal. I've become the guy who nods thoughtfully while sipping what is essentially spicy disappointment. I have flavors with names like Pamplemousse and Limoncello in my fridge, and I pretend I can tell the difference. I can't. It all tastes like regret with bubbles. Sometimes I just want a Gatorade, a Coke, anything normal. But if I crack open anything else, someone will say, "Whoa, no LaCroix today?" And I'll have to fake laugh and say, "Gotta switch it up," while my soul quietly dies. So here I am, 30 years old, trapped in a lie I built with one Instagram story. If you're young and reading this, never lie about your beverages. That stuff will haunt you. Which brings us to Ben, our next confession. He writes, "This started as a stupid excuse. Now it's my entire life. 6 years ago, I went on a date with a girl who was obsessed with peanut butter. She kept trying to get me to taste her peanut butter smoothie, even after I said no. Instead of just standing my ground, I panicked and blurted out, 'Oh, I can't. I'm allergic.' She was horrified, asked a million questions. I figured it didn't matter. I'd never see her again. But then she introduced me to her friends, and they all knew about my allergy. At that point, correcting it felt awkward. Fast forward 6 years, and I'm still friends with these people. My allergy is a well-known fact. They check restaurant menus for me. They warn waiters. One of them once threw out an entire peanut butter cake someone brought to a party just to be safe. And the worst part? I love peanut butter. I eat it in secret. I have a jar stashed at work. My best friend once said, "Man, it must suck not knowing what a Reese's tastes like." And I just nodded solemnly like, yeah, it really does. Now my girlfriend wants us to move in together. She's incredibly cautious about food because of my allergy. I'm terrified she will find my hidden peanut butter stash and realize I've been lying to her face for years, which I have. I don't know how to get out of this. Do I fake a miracle recovery? A medical misdiagnosis? Or do I just keep this going forever? All I know is this. I can never eat a Reese's in public again. And honestly, that might be the saddest part of all. And finally, Our last confession, this one is from Michael. He says, I've been pretending to understand soccer for 8 years to impress my father-in-law. It started the first time I met Sarah's dad. We were sitting in his living room, and he asked if I followed football. I panicked. I thought he meant American football, so I said, "Oh yeah, absolutely." He lit up. Turns out he meant real football, soccer, and specifically Manchester United. Before I could correct myself, he was pulling up old match replays, talking about the '99 Champions League final like it was yesterday, showing me his signed memorabilia. I nodded along. I smiled. I said things like, "That was incredible," and "What a goal." That was 8 years ago. Now I'm married to his daughter. Every Sunday I watch Premier League matches with him. He texts me during games. He bought me a jersey for my birthday, framed and signed. I wear it to family dinners. I've learned enough to fake it. Formations, player names, tactical terms I don't actually understand. The worst part? I'm starting to actually care. Last week, when United lost, I felt genuinely upset. Not because I love soccer, but because I saw how sad it made him. And I've spent so long pretending to share this with him that his emotions have become mine. My wife knows. She has known for years. She thinks it's sweet. "You're bonding with my dad," she says. And maybe she's right. But sometimes I wonder if I told him the truth now, would it ruin everything? Or would he just laugh? I'll never know, because at this point I'm too far gone. I'm a Manchester United fan now, even if I never meant to be. And that's where we'll leave it tonight. 5 people, 5 harmless lies. 5 lives quietly shaped by the weight of a single moment. Maybe you saw yourself in one of these stories. Maybe you're carrying a secret of your own, and if you are, well, you're not alone. Thank you for spending this time with me. If this brought you any comfort, I'd love for you to stay a while. The rain keeps going. Until next time, stay cozy, and remember, sometimes the smallest lies hold the biggest truths. Good night.